Greetings, I'm Barbara J. Faison, your mindfulness and meditation ambassador with this Conversations about Meditation. Okay, y'all, I am so excited. I have Tia Rudd, TV producer, with me, and we'll be asking Tia a few questions about meditation. Stay tuned. So Tia,
Yes.
tell me how you got started with meditation.
I've always been like super curious about like spirituality and everything, and so about 2.5, 3 years ago, I was contemplating like, should I move from New York? Should I not? And I was like, maybe I should meditate on it. Like I've always played around with it, like toyed with it, but it wasn't really a serious thing for me, you know? And then I just got really serious about it. I was coming out of a relationship and I just wanted something to just chill, like I just wanted something chill like, to do. And I found an 8-hour like meditation YouTube video, and you play it throughout your sleep. Yeah. But I used to just play it and just lay and just listen to it. And I started to meditate, and I started to meditate on this television show I really, really wanted to work. Yes, yes. That I really, really wanted to that I really, really wanted to I started meditating on this television show that I really, really wanted to work for here in Atlanta, and the kind of
are y'all watching?
And the kind of apartment I wanted to live in, or just house and everything. And within like, I guess, at first it was really hard for me to just stay like, just to concentrate, to stay focused. And then eventually I got really good at it. Like within like a week, I was able to like focus for like 3 minutes. Was like a miracle for me. Like as a creative, like your mind is going everywhere. So I was able to focus for like 3 minutes, and then the following week I got the phone call for the show.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks after that, I was moving. So I had sold everything in New York, and I moved here to Atlanta to work on the show. And that's pretty much made me a believer in like manifestation, like meditating.
Wow. So do you think that because what you did was sort of subliminal, right, with the stuff going on at night?
Yeah.
Do you think that was a big part of what helped with the manifesting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like when you sleep, I feel like you soak in a lot of stuff and you don't even know it. So now I'll play affirmations in my sleep, and I'll wake up feeling like a certain type of way. Like I'll wake up like, I am beautiful, I am rich, and it'll just be like,
I'm amazing.
Yeah, and I'll just be like, why I feel like this today? Oh, because I played this video last night while I was sleeping. That's pretty much, but it has a lot to do with it. I actually feel better when I play things throughout the evening, throughout my sleep, and I wake up, and then I meditate for about 10 to 15 minutes every morning as well. Before I get out of my bed, I say my prayers, I meditate, and I go about my day.
Okay. When you're doing that, are you doing silence? Are you doing guided meditation? What type of process?
I just, because I still play the same music that got me out of New York 3 years ago. Okay. So I'm like addicted to that one, so I still play that, and I play it for about 10-15 minutes, and it's just music. And I just visualize everything. So I lay on my back, I open up my hands, I have them, up. Receiving, my palms up, and I'm just open. I just lay in the middle of my bed, and I just visualize what I want. I visualize what I want, and every time I do it, it becomes a bit more detailed.
Okay.
So it might be like a big old house from the outside, and then but the next time I meditate, like the next day, or if I do it later on that evening, I might know what the staircase looks like. I might know what the texture of my couches look like, or if like I love anything that sparkles. I love diamonds, so I know what my sparkly wall looks like. Like like I know what it feels like. I visualize all of that. Like I can feel it right now.
Wow. How
my wall will feel in my house. Like I can just feel it. Oh God. Yeah, I really can. So these are things that I do, and that's how I go about doing it. Now I have gotten into affirmations lately with the music, so sometimes I'll just switch it up. So if I feel like I'm lacking in one area, like if I'm lacking confidence that day, or I'm having a little like like if I'm having like any type of like financial strain, or if I feel like I need a little extra push to making some things work as far as like money wise or family wise or energy wise, I'll look for an affirmation video on YouTube for that's about 10 minutes long, and I will lay and I'll have the music, and I'll lay and I'll just close my eyes, you know, palms open, and lay on my back and just say, they say, I am powerful. I'm like, I am powerful. Like, you know, and it really works, you know, it works. And for me, it just helps a lot with me in everyday life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I heard you say 3 years ago you started doing this. How did you even discover to even know to do meditation? How did that come about?
I mean, well, I've always been into spirituality, like I said. So when I lived in LA years ago, I grew up in church. Like, I grew up in a Baptist church. So I was like searching for just spirituality, not religion. So I went to, you know, I had Buddhist friends and I chanted with them, and I went to the Agape Center, and I even went to the Church of Scientology. I took 6 classes just out of curiosity. Like, I just want to learn. I went to the synagogue. I prayed with Jewish, you know, people. I went to the mosque. I prayed with the Muslims. Like, I just wanted to be well-rounded. I never wanted to have a prejudice against a religion. And it's all a lot of different parts of their service, of their worship, were forms of meditation.
Absolutely.
And I've always been, and I was always into The Secret. Like, I've been into The Secret, and that came out when I was like in my 20s. Well, I'm still in my 20s. No, I'm not. I'm not in my 20s. I wish. But no, that came out, and I've always been into that. So I've always kind of been like on the cusp of like, maybe I will, maybe I won't, or I'll just try it out if I'm like around friends that do it. But I've always had like friends that were like spiritually awakened, and they did this, so it wasn't like foreign to me.
Yeah. So you're open.
Yeah.
You're open.
100%.
So what has been the most surprising aspect of this practice? Because it is a practice. As you said, when you lie down and you think about something, it just continues, which I think is amazing. It continues to expand for you, right? You can see textures and feel. So what's been the most surprising aspect of what you're doing?
It's a muscle, the patience that it requires. It has to be continuous, or it's not going to work. But if you keep doing it, it will work. Like, it is going to work. Like, it's better than any medicine. So I think the thing that was most surprising to me was the dedication that it takes. Like, one has to want to reach another level. You have to want to be in touch with self. Like, these are things that you have to want. And if you don't want it, then you're kind of just wasting your time. You just be laying there and nothing. You're gonna be wasting your time, you know. And there has to be like, you know, like you have to want it. And I think that was the thing. The dedication, I think, is what surprised me, you know. And then when I got really serious about it and I was consistent, then my ass got out of New York. You know. So I love New York City. Like, I'm an up north girl, like, you know, whatever. But I'm an East Coast girl at heart. But it was just time for a change, and I credit that and my prayer life to, I mean, swiftly. Like, it happened quick. Like, it was like, like, what? I'm moving now this month? I gotta ship stuff off like next week? Oh.
Right.
Oh, okay. And it happened right before I had to re-sign my lease.
Wow. Yeah, it was
perfect timing.
Divine timing.
Perfect timing.
You know, and it's called divine timing because I kind of think of it as there's this cosmic force that is going, well, you tell me what you want. You say you want this, so tell me what you want. Okay, and I'll put it out there for you. But until we talked about it earlier, until you have a clarity, right? Clarity is king. Once you're clear, then you can get specific. But if everything's all muddled, if the water is muddy and it's muddy water, then you're not going to be able to see to the bottom and see what's going on. Right. So so that's really important. What would you say to someone who's kind of going, they say they really want it. What advice or what would you share with them about starting a practice or starting to move in the direction of a practice?
Well, they just have to do it. I mean, if you're like, or whatever, then you really don't want it, and there really is nothing for us to talk about when it comes to this topic. Like, if you're not sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're not willing to do different things to change your circumstances, then you kind of just need to just keep living in the same situation you're living in until you're ready, and don't play around with it. Don't waste other people's time talking about, okay, I'm ready to start this or whatever, when you're not. Like, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah. And I think too, for me, I found that it's not usually in the silence but because of the silence,
Mm-hmm.
that I find that I have insights and ideas and inspiration and know what my next steps are, right? So it is, like you said, the consistency of the practice, be it meditation, visualization, whatever you want to call it. You can dress it up however you want to, but it's the consistency of doing something on a regular basis that is what's going to get you to wherever it is you say you want to go. So it doesn't have to be meditation. It's the consistency. It's a practice for a reason, right? It's
Exactly.
like we practice, the Falcons wouldn't go out and think they're going to win any kind of game without practicing.
Yeah.
So why do we feel like we can do many things without putting the time in, right? There is a time component. And I like that you said that it was 10 minutes. It doesn't, and that's what I tell people, it doesn't have to be an extremely long period of time, but if the consistency is there.
Like when I first started, the first day, I remember it being just maybe like 30 seconds or a minute. I was able to focus. But I played that 8-hour thing for the entire time I was asleep. And I slept through the entire 8 hours. I mean, it relaxed me so much.
Yeah.
And I really think that helped me kind of transition me into, so the next day I was ready and I was able to do like a minute and 15 seconds, a minute and 30 seconds, and every day it just gradually increased.
Yeah.
But it was because I was ready for it too.
You
And
were
I was
ready.
receptive.
Yeah, you were
Like,
ready.
if you're going to do something and you don't believe in it, then it's just not going to work.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. And that's anything,
Yeah,
even prayers.
true. Anything else you want to share with our audience?
Meditate sooner than later.
I love it.
Especially if you get a little nervous like I do. You need to meditate like right now.
Right. Hand to heart, right? One of my favorite practices.
Yes, hand to heart.
Hand to heart.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Tia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to
Thank
meet
you.
and get you to talk to people about the practice.
Yes.
So I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Remember Conversations About Meditation. This is Barbara J. Faison, your Mindfulness and Meditation Ambassador, with Tia Rudd, producer. Be well.